Hi guys, Vedant's Computing here. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create your own random number generator in C Sharp. Now, if you remember a while ago, I did this exact same project in Python, but in this video, I'll be showing you how to do it in C Sharp. I will leave a link to the Python video in the description below. So here we have Visual Studio Code open, and the first thing we have to do is we are going to use the random class, and we're going to give it a name here. So I'm going to call it number generator. I'm going to set it equal to a new random. Okay, and if you read what that says over here, so you can see that system.random is a class which represents a random number generator. Number generator is of course the variable name here, and what new does is it initializes a new instance of the system.random class here. So whenever we actually write number generator, if I write number generator dot next, what that will allow me to do is it will allow me to select a range of two numbers that I can um, set as the highest and lowest number, so that it will only choose a random number from in between those two numbers. And that is exactly what we did in the Python video. So I'm going to show you it here in C Sharp as well. We will be using this number generator.next, but we won't be using it just now. The first thing we have to do obviously is we have to ask the user to um, tell us what their lowest and highest number is. So we're just going to ask them to enter the range of their numbers. Okay, we're going to use \n to create a new line here, and we're going to ask for the lowest number first. Okay, so because we're using console.write, they should be able to type directly after this semicolon here. Oh, sorry, this colon. The semicolon here at the end marks the end of the line in C Sharp. Now we have to take an integer from their input. So console, we're going to use the console.readline, of course, but we have to convert it to an integer first because it can't do it on its own. Okay, so console.readline. So this will take an input. By default, the input will be a string, as you can see here. So we changed it to an integer now, and now we just need to ask them for the highest number. So instead of writing this all out again, we can just copy this and make a few changes. So change this to highest number. Very good. And finally, we can copy this, but just instead change this to num2. So if we, again, we need to ask for a second input for the highest number. Very good. Now, if we need to find the random number, and we already know the range of the two numbers, then we can just go ahead and use the number generator.next. But in this case, I'm going to store it as an integer in the variable num3. Okay, and what we do then is we do number generator and then .next, like I showed you before. And now this is very interesting. Okay, it returns a non-negative random integer, and if you look here, it says max value, the exclusive upper bound of the random number to be generated. And obviously we can't generate a random number, it must be greater than or equal to. We can't generate a negative random number, it must be greater than or equal to 0. Okay, so if the max value is exclusive, then that means we have to add a +1 at the end. So we know that num1, right, is our minimum value. All right, and our minimum value is inclusive. All right, but our max value is exclusive, which means that it will not include whatever the user inputs as their highest number, which is why we have to do num2 plus 1. Okay, that way it will actually include whatever the user inputted to be their highest number. And now, of course, we just have to print out the random number that the computer has generated using the random class. So console.writeline num3. And of course, we don't want the window to immediately close, so we can just do a console.read key to wait for some input or wait for a key to be pressed until they close the window. So that is the random number generator. Why don't we go ahead and give it a try and see if it actually works when we run it. So let's press F5 here just to debug it, and there we go. Okay, so now it's running here. Enter the range of your numbers. What's the lowest number? Well, let's say my lowest number is 1 and my highest number is 100. There you go. It randomly generated a number, and the number I got was 84. If we want to try that again, we can do an even larger range here. So let's do 1 and 1,000. Brilliant, 918. And then look, it'll wait for me to press a key. You can see that this is flashing here. If I press any key, say I press like a G or something, then it closes. Okay guys, so that is the random number generator in C Sharp. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will leave a link to the Python video down below so you can see what it looks like in Python. This was Visual Studio Code, C Sharp. Thank you all for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share with your friends if you want to show them how to create this. And please have a go at this yourself. That's all for this video, guys. Goodbye.